All right, good morning, guys. I had a couple of people ask for how to download RPO by Lumpino. So first, you're going to go to your web browser, whichever one you use, and you're going to type in RPO Lumpino Sims 4. It will be on, she actually has a website. Some creators, you will have to go to their Patreon, but some creators do have an actual website. So you'll click on the website. This one has it already up. So for this mod, it's a collection of mods made together to integrate each other, but they can be used independently. So you can download some of them if you want to, or you can download all of them. So here, you absolutely need the core library. You need mod 1. Well, some people don't want some of the stuff, but I have every single one. So at the bottom, I want to say it's at the bottom. You're going to scroll all the way down, right? And it's going to say all download links are on Patreon for free. So we're going to, click this one. So as you all know, we did just have an update on June 30th. I did not update. So I did not update my game yet, but if you have updated, her or his mods are clear for the latest patch. So now when you get to this page, you're going to scroll all the way down. Here is where it says this mod requires the toolbox. Please ensure that you have the toolbox, and this is Lumpino's toolbox. So you do need the toolbox. So make sure you have that in your game. You'll have to download it. Sometimes you may have to click somewhere else to download it, but be sure you do have the toolbox. And then you can scroll all the way down, and this is where it will say Relationship and Pregnancy Overhaul Collection. This is where you want to go if you're looking to download RPO. Now, some people may have clicked and tried to download each one of these and may have accidentally missed one. Just click this one. All files of all mods of the RPO collection are here. You will click this. It will take you to another page. You will scroll all the way to the bottom. And then this is where you will click. See how it says all files in one archive. You'll click download here. Okay, so now that you have it downloaded into your downloads folder, what you'll do, I know some people don't know how to unzip files. It's actually very easy. You can right click and you can click extract them all, and it'll ask you where do you want them to go. But for me, the easiest that I found is to double click. Just double click it. It opens it up. And then what you'll do is you'll highlight every single last file that's in this collection, and then you'll drag them and put them directly into your mods folder. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I already have her stuff, his or her stuff already in my mods folder, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that, but that's just the demonstration on how you would extract it into your mods folder. And then also be sure that you guys do read what is needed to assist this mod into actually working. If you don't have the other things that is required for the mod, so just like you need that toolbox, you do need the toolbox in order for that to work. Okay, so when you want to set the risk or loss, this menu will pop up and it will already tell you what has been randomly chosen. So apparently Mila has a high chance of pregnancy loss. This was already dictated by the random settings of the game. So I had no idea that she had a high risk of loss. You can change this to very low if you don't want them to lose any children, or you can set it to low, average, high, or very high if you want your storyline to indicate that they are having fertility issues because maybe you want to do adoption, or maybe you want your sim to do IVF or something like that. So it would depend on what your storyline is going based off of. That's what these settings are good for. All right, and then let's go ahead and click on the next one. Oops, went too far. Okay, so we just did the reproductive health status, now the fertility status. So you can change their fertility rate. So her fertility rate is currently at 30. I would say that's kind of low, but for some Sims, it's not, and they can continue to get pregnant back to back. You can set it as high as 100, or you can set it as low as 1%. So you can change this number however you want to. You'll click it, and then you'll just change the number. Sorry, excuse me, guys. All right. And that's everything on this. Oh, actually, no. You can choose how many children you would like your sim to have, and I believe once they get to their limit, they will get a pop-up on if they want any more children or not. They can choose what offspring they want. So sometimes you'll also receive a pop-up on, does your sim want a boyish child or do they want a girlish child? And then they can also have thoughts on having children. So I'll show you guys the options because this can actually dictate how your sim acts towards children or towards when they get pregnant. Even men. So would be happy to have a child. The Sims would love being pregnant and having a child, whether it's right time or not. If a pregnancy happens, this Sim will find joy in it. Neutral about children. This Sim is not against a pregnancy. They're not madly hoping for it either. They just feel neutral about the idea. Whatever happens, they'll just roll with it. Does not want a child right now. This sim is not interested in being pregnant as of now. If it were to happen, they would take it badly. And then vice versa for the male options. If they don't want a child, they'll be unhappy when a sim tells them that they're pregnant. If they are neutral about having a child, they'll just roll with it. They'll be saying, okay, well, I'm neutral about it. Or if they are happy to have a child, they'll be ecstatic and super happy. And if the Sims are on the same page, they will receive a moodlet that says that happy parents we're expecting, and they'll be joyous about them being on the same page about wanting children. And then that's everything for this little pie menu. For this one, oh, nope, wrong one. Yeah, we went through all of that already. Okay, so jealousy and infidelity. So this one is also kind of the same as one of the other pie menus. The sim can decide to always be faithful. And then they can also set to have no jealousy towards a specific sim. And then if they are in a relationship within this pie menu, if you select on another, like a male sim or someone they're involved with, they can accuse them of being jealous towards someone, or they can accuse them of cheating, of that partner is cheating on them with someone. Okay, and then we will do adoption. I know somebody said that the adoption option would not pop up for them, so you have to make sure that you have that module downloaded. So I'll make sure that you guys download that all in one that I showed you previously within the other video. So for this one, let's say Mila was having fertility issues, and she could not get pregnant for any reason, right? No matter what she did, she couldn't get pregnant. You can fill out an adoption application. So they'll fill out the application. It'll say that um, it'll ask a couple of options. I believe you get to choose the child that you want once the application is approved. I think there's an option for $0 to just select random, and then I think there is also like or either another option that's like $5,000, 5,000 simoleons or something like that. So this is where, if you would just want to adopt a child, you would click on this option. Also, let's say Mila had a child and she clicked on this, she could give her child up for adoption as well. That's only after you have that baby, though. So once you have the baby, you would click on the baby, and then you can select to give baby up for adoption. And then this general management, I truly don't use this a lot. Um, Yeah, I've never really touched this, but sometimes you want to bring a sim to this household or transfer to another household. But usually, I just use I go to manage worlds and just use those options to transfer sims back and forth. I normally don't use this too much. And if I ever wanted to rename a sim, I would just more than likely use a create a sim. But I wonder would this work on like the infants? Because sometimes y'all know sims be tweaking and it renames your sims into something incorrect. Okay, so now for this, this, what am I trying to say? For this pie menu, the sim, the female sim, can register with the agency of surrogate pregnancies. So your sim could participate in being a surrogate, and when you have the baby, you will click on the baby, and then you'll send the baby to the other household on who you carried the baby for, and then you'll get paid. From my experience, when I've done it in the past, with one of my sims and one of my other saves, I think it ranged from 10,000 to 24,000. It depends. I'm not sure what it factors it on, but if your sim is dead broke and they don't mind carrying a baby and getting pregnant, then yeah, I would do it for sure. Have your sim do that. Um, then your sim could also have a baby through surrogacy. They can pay and wait, what does it say? It says, ask a sim from the agency of surrogate pregnancies to carry a child. The sim hired through the agency of surrogate pregnancy cesarean give birth in Mila's home. Oh, okay. Letting her witness the birth and name the baby. Choose from a select list of available surrogates, which will grow the more sims discuss and attempt surrogacy. Or um, let's say Mila's sister, Maya. Let's say Maya couldn't get pregnant for some reason. And she said, well, I want the baby to have our DNA. I want the baby to be close to us and continue our family lineage. Would you mind carrying a baby for me? So Mila could carry a baby for Maya or could carry a baby for somebody else they know. Um, and of course, it will always warn you if Mila has an official partner, it would be best to discuss this with them before doing it because the partner could react very badly and they may get upset about her carrying a baby for someone else. And or the sim could attempt artificial insemination, so which is IVF. So she could get artificially inseminated, but of course, if she has a partner, it would be best to discuss it with them first. I want to say you could use your partners as well if they can't get pregnant. I think you can. I'm not sure because I haven't really done that before. And then I've never looked into the advanced settings. I would say if you want some advanced settings, go in there, but I really don't mess with a whole bunch of stuff. I just choose the options that are actually available. And then back here. All right. So for these two, out of these two, the most you're gonna use Woohoo Health. Woohoo Health comes with WTDs. If you have Wicked Whims, this is going to go right along with it. I do suggest you get Wicked Whims because it does create the option for your Sims to get WTDs, or AKA STDs. So you can check, if you want to, you can check the cheats to see if they have anything, or you can send your sim to go and get tested for WTDs. They can also get prescribed HIV prevention medication, or they can just go and buy woohoo protection items. The one thing that you will know if your sim has something, they will get a moodlet down here, and it will say that they might have like a burning sensation, or like something is getting worse, and or either they may say that they're itching, or like it'll just, you'll know when something's not right. And then you could click on this menu, and when you open this menu, instead of saying go get tested for WTDs, it will say go to the doctor, and it will say for $200. And that's how you will know that your sim more than likely has something. But sometimes it doesn't have to be a standard WTD. It could be that the sim has a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection. And yes, sometimes the men do get urinary tract infections. So there's a whole bunch of different WTDs or a UTI that the Sims could get. I think even one of the most common things for the women when they get pregnant, sometimes they get yeast infections. So that's also another option that can happen within this. And then Woohoo Life. This is for Woohoo style, roles, and preferences. If you click on this menu on your partner, sometimes it will ask if they want to do expanded Woohoo, or swinging with other Sims. But of course, you would need permission. And if the Sims, if the partners decide that they want to swing with this specific person, there ends up being no jealousy. So they don't get jealous because they already came to an agreement that they were fine with that person. But if they don't agree and the person still does it, they will have a negative reaction because they will consider that as cheating. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can select within this menu. I kind of don't even go in here. Yeah, I don't even go in here. Um, so yeah, I don't even go in that one. Um, but other than that, I would say that is everything for RPO. I've went over all of the pie menus. If you guys have any other questions or need any other help, you could go onto Lumpino's site. I believe they do have a Discord, or you can ask for help. Sometimes I believe there may be also a frequently asked questions list there. But so far, that is everything for RPO. If you guys want any other in-depth walkthroughs for any other mods, let me know and I will surely do that for you.